Hello, everyone. Sarah here. Today, we're diving into self-defeating thoughts because a lot of us say, and we understand this, we get it. We've seen enough memes and quotes about this that our first we make our beliefs and then our beliefs make us. And we're like, okay, I don't know what that means. So, beliefs, right, dictate thoughts, actions, habits, patterns, and behaviors. And most of us anyway, who are on this evolution, this growth, this journey to changing the parts of us that we don't like or the parts of us that we perceive we would be better off with not having, or if this particular habit or pattern didn't have such an impact on us, so much control over us. And we think, okay, this one thing I know I've identified, I've pinpointed, I need to change this one thing. And we do the conscious work around the triggers around it or the story that we have around it. And we realize we've got these thoughts around it. And the thoughts are self-harming, self-defeating, or we may not even call it that. That's a little too far out there for us. We're just like, I wish I didn't do this anymore. Or I think that if I didn't do this, my life would be better off, but I don't know how to stop doing this thing. I don't know how to break this habit, break this pattern. How do I get out of this stuck loop that I'm in? And how do I transform? How do I change? How do I transpire this because I desire this? How do I transpire this because I desire this? I want to stop doing this because in the doing of this, I can't have this or I can't be this. There's a space, there's a gap, there's a separation, and there's a limitation. And we notice, okay, well, I had this thought because we notice the thoughts, we notice the things that we dwell in, we notice the stories that we continue to hear in our mind telling us all the time. Hey, you're never going to get it, never going to get it. You're never going to get here, and here's where you are. And then reality feels like it sinks in, sets in, settles in, and we settle into the energetic frequency of that misery. We settle into misery, and then we try to get out of it by just consciously having conversations and talk to people about it. And they're like, well, it is what it is. And then you hear your mind telling you that very same lie, and you're like, fuck that, I don't want that. And I see that they don't live that way, or maybe they do, but they live in a different way. And I want to live in that way too. I want to live in this freedom state. I want to live free from this. But here's where I am, and here's the thoughts that I have when I'm here. But self-defeating thoughts is what we can call those, do not have to mean self-defeating behaviors. And generally, they're linked, they're attached, and they're connected. I have a self-defeating thought, which leads to a behavior. And that behavior, when I continue to do it persistently and consistently over time, leads to a pattern. It leads to a thing that I do, and it is just the way I am. And then you find yourself yo-yoing, going up, and oh, I want to make this change, and down, and oh shit, I wish I didn't do that thing. Oh, I want to make this change, and oh shit, I just did that thing. The thing that I'm trying not to do, the thing that I'm trying to improve. And we feel like, am I ever going to change? Is this ever going to work? Am I ever going to transform, transcend, break free from this? Self-defeating thoughts do not have to mean self-defeating behaviors. Everything is what we make it mean. And a lot of us are unaware of the unconscious belief that makes it mean the thing that we're making it mean. But self-defeating thoughts do not have to be self-defeating behaviors. We can be present, we can be aware of the thought, but we don't have to follow it by an action, a behavior that is going to take us away from that desire. We can catch it, we can be aware of it. It's okay to have a thought and not follow it with a behavior. I worked with someone who quit drinking and noticed they would have a conversation in a very toxic, unavailable, manipulative relationship, like so many of us have been or have come from, whether it's from past partners or parents. And we notice these thoughts, and we notice the thoughts because we are the one having the thought. No one else can notice the thought for us. They can maybe see that we're having a thought, but in the seeing of it, they're witnessing us. And so they're witnessing us witness our own thoughts. And you'll know this because they're like, hey, you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. No, you're not. No, you're not. They just witnessed you with witnessing your own thoughts. But just because you witness a self-defeating thought does not mean you have to take the next step and follow it with a self-defeating behavior. And oftentimes you do that, but you delay it. So you'll do it and you're like, yeah, I'm fine. And then you'll wait until you're out of line with them. Like you wait till that person is gone. You'll wait till you're alone and then you'll go grab the drink. And then you'll be like, oh, I earned this. I deserve this. This was a bad, rough day. And then you're like, I don't know. I don't do that. I mean, who doesn't every now and then? And then you minimize the thing that you're doing. You're like, oh, no, it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I really don't do it that much because you're not being honest with yourself. And what that is an indication of the desire that you desire to beat the self-defeating thought. You desire to beat defeat. Can I get an amen to that? And that's your desire. You can do that. You don't have to see the self-defeating thought and then make it mean that it leads to a self-defeating behavior and that you get stuck in a cycle and a pattern. But a lot of us do that. And a lot of us feel like we don't have control over it, or we can't alter it. We can't transform it. We can't transcend it. We can't change it. That's all bullshit. Yes, you can. You get to the unconscious belief that's causing you to make the connection between those two things. You transform that, you transform the self-defeating behavior. You may not completely eliminate or get rid of the self-defeating thought, but it no longer has to be linked to meaning that it's followed by a self-defeating behavior. And a lot of people make that connection and make that link. And then they leave out the most critical component. Get to the unconscious belief that is the driving force of that, that's moving you from that to that to that automatically without you being able to stop it or change it or do anything about it. So you can get to the place where you can simply become an observer, aware of, witness a self-defeating thought, and break the attachment, disconnect. Disconnection is not a bad thing. I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm disassociated, I'm disconnected. Let's celebrate that, because when you disassociate and you disconnect that, you break the connection to that, then you can have them as isolated events. I notice the self-defeating thought, but it does not mean that it has to lead to the self-defeating behavior. Therefore, I get to experience victory. I get to experience empowerment. I get to experience uplifting. I get to experience the real me that chooses this life, that chooses to do difficult things, because that is a very difficult thing. And when your unconscious beliefs are in alignment and support of that, then you'll feel supported. Then you'll feel like I've got this, instead of I hope I've got this, or I don't know if I got this, we'll see kind of energy. And it just becomes more of an automatic thing. But for many people, the automatic thing is having the self-defeating thought, and it meaning that it leads to a self-defeating action, habit, pattern, or behavior. So space is critical, it's crucial, it's vital for a healthy life. And space between those two things allows you to witness, to observe, to contemplate that, and then have the power, control, and ability to make a choice that benefits you, instead of feeling like you're stuck in this self-defeat. Capiche? Okay. So I love you guys. I want hope. I hope. I don't want. Want is an energy of lack and need, and that is not what I want or need, and it's not what you want or need either. I trust that this is beneficial to you, and I trust that if this resonates with you, and you recognize and realize, you become witness to your own thoughts, you become the observer of your own thoughts. I hope that you're not the critical observer of your own thoughts, but if you realize that you are, and you're ready to deep dive into your unconscious mind and transform your life, that you'll feel in alignment with connecting and working together personally and privately. It would be my absolute honor and pleasure to see if we are in alignment to do so. So you can fill out your consultation reservation, and we'll connect, and we'll discuss. We will contemplate, we'll connect, we'll see if we're in alignment to do so, and then move forward to doing so. I love you guys. If that's not in alignment for you, I hope that the information that I've shared in this video is helpful to you wherever you are along your journey, or share it with someone that you might, that you know might benefit from the information shared here as well. Okay, guys, I love you, and I will see you soon. That is it for today. Bye for now.